No, neither have I. Yeah, so going back to like where I met Phil, I met
Oh
him on
yeah.
Match. I know, and totally tangent our asses to like butt play. Anyway, I met him at on Match.com, and
Oh,
yes, not the regular like
not
wholesome
the everyday
dating.
wholesome. That's promoted
Yes,
on commercials on TV.
I know. So I literally was at my line. I was like, had it with like I was literally I was like, "Oh my god, maybe I should be a lesbian?" Like, for real. Like, I was I mean, every time I thought about dating and thought about men, I would get this rage within
Yeah,
me because
yeah.
I was played so many times. My heart was broken so many times. I was disappointed so many times, like endless amount of times to the point
Mm,
where you get so angry thinking about all the shit you went through and all the time wasted that you like build up this rage, and I was at that point. And I just remember Phil reached out to me. He like texted me, and he was just like, the one thing it's true that people say is like when they come to you, it's just gonna happen.
yeah.
And it just happened. Like it was just like he wasn't playing games. He was just like, I want to meet you. Like it was like very cut and dry. It was no like, oh yeah, let's meet up sometime. Oh, and then you meet up and they're like, oh, I can't make it. And it's like there was
Flaky
no
ass
like
shit. Yeah,
flaky ass shit. It was like, let's meet up. Okay, boom, we meet up. And then
yeah.
that was a date. It was nice. And then the next one, he like went right into the second date. Let's meet up again, again. And then it was very like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Like when we met, and he like introduced me to his friends right away. It was very like he wasn't ashamed or he wasn't like questioning it.
Yeah.
It was
A
very like
normal
quick.
he was treating it like it
Yes.
was a normal date, normal dating.
Yeah. And it was just like somebody that wanted to be with someone and vice versa. I mean, it took a
Aw.
couple months for me to like break down those walls because
Yeah.
I was literally like, is this real? Is he
You were
real?
looking for
Like,
red flags. You were, like,
yeah, oh, I was red flags. I was
purposely looking
digging,
for red
bitch.
flags, I'm sure.
I was digging for the red flags.
You're like, "Where are they?"
You're right. So I remember when Royce um met him for the first time, he came over the house
Yeah.
or the apartment, and for some odd reason, this is all I remember because me and Royce were like looking at each other like, what the fuck? So Phil came over, and then something was wrong with the toilet. I think. Like it
God.
wasn't flushing
Yeah.
or it was like something weird was happening to the toilet. Phil got his on his hands and knees and like rolled around on our nasty ass bathroom floor to fix the toilet.
"You
Yes.
suck that dick tonight."
Yeah. So he like fixed her bathroom, and then Royce was like, "What the hell is going on?" He's like, "He's fixing her toilet." And then he fixed her toilet, and he like really spent like a good hour on it.
That's so
Like,
sweet.
yeah, and he
That's,
was
like,
like,
such a guy, though. That's, like, that's just that came out of such a, like, a genuine, you know, uh, what do you call it? Genuine place for, like,
yeah,
Phil, you know?
yeah.
That's so sweet.
So that definitely sent a even with like a really good impression on Royce even because Royce even pulled me aside. I was like, oh my god, I love him. He's so nice. Like blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, yeah, right. I was like, that was weird. What was that? Like it was like I was like thrown off guard too. So but yeah,
Aw.
it just happened very smoothly and efficiently. There was no games. There were no like trying to figure it out. Trying to. It was just that's what he knew he wanted to be in a relationship with me, and it happened. That was
So
it.
how long did it take before you guys to move in?
So we, for maybe our first year, we were just dating back and forth, and he lived in New Jersey,
Mm,
and he just divorced his wife, and he had a house in New Jersey. So he was just commuting. to our apartment, like, literally, like, every day, and then it started just a couple times a week, and then it turned into he would stay at the apartment from Monday to Friday, and then be on the weekends um, in New Jersey with his kids because he has 2 daughters.
Oh, wow, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, not even being a stepmom.
You're the
Right.
evil stepmother.
I really thought I was for a while, but,
Well, do they know about you? Do the kids know about you?
yeah, they do,
Okay.
and they're really cool. They're very, like, open-minded. They grew up in a very, like, open-minded, like, family setting, which is really
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Um, but yeah, so and the
Wow. Not you
yeah,
living a normal life.
not that. Not living the suburban life. Um, but then what happened was, um, my my mom and dad were planning on moving away from Virginia Beach because her friends in Las Vegas were trying to convince my mom to move to Las Vegas because they all lived here, and
Yeah,
there was like someone that she knew because literally in Virginia Beach, she didn't have any my parents didn't have any help. Like there was no one that like helped them. Literally
yeah.
they befriended their next door neighbor that lived in this like apartment and was like paying him to drive them around places.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh my god." So my mom's friend were like, "Move to Vegas, we'll take care of you, help you out." And then they did. And then I was just like, oh, you know what? Let me go to Vegas and help my mom and dad move into their new apartment. And
yeah,
then Phil was like, okay, yeah, let's go for a trip. And I've never been to Vegas. So like let's try it out. So we went to Vegas and it was we were staying at the Strat and we helped them move into their apartment. And then my dad like got really, really sick. I think it was him moving here too that really didn't help because
yeah,
the atmosphere is so different than the East
yeah,
Coast.
yeah.
Like it's dry, it's hot, it's dusty, and he just got all these crazy like skin conditions and respiratory conditions that he was
Oh,
hospitalized. And then he was getting old and he was getting dementia. And then my
oh,
mom
God,
was
that's
having
horrible.
problems. Yeah, she was having problems with her like legs and all this stuff. So they
Oof,
convinced us
girl.
to girl. It was real heavy for a minute. So
That that sounds heavy.
yes. So I moved, my aunties, like, convinced me to move here, and then when after me and Phil came here for the first time, we were like, "You know what? It's not that bad. It's cheap as fuck." I remember just being so stunned at how cheap everything was.
Yeah.
I was like, "What? $1,500 for a apartment?"
For
Like
5 bedrooms? What?
3,300 square feet? That's it? I mean and it's so
Yeah.
different than New York, as you
Oh, yeah.
know.
Of
We
course, it's justified with it being New York and having that experience, it's that city's just unlike, like any other, so
right.
I guess
So how
that's how
about
it
you?
justifies.
How about you? Where are
How about
you?
me, what?
How are you with your relationships? I mean, I know you were with,
Oh my god, who?
the one, well,
Stefan?
Stefan. I know you were with him. That was like
Oh my god.
yes, but have
Yes,
there been any
that
relationships, like, similar to that since?
um, no, hell no. I would hope
Or
not.
just, like,
I've
in
had
terms
a
of
lot of
serious
I've had a lot of, like, summer flings that I thought that had potential, like, I dated this guy in Astoria for, like, months, and, like, it just didn't lead to anywhere, like, he was more, I guess, wanting to keep me a secret and, like, just he didn't wanna do normal things, so, of course, I ended it, and I feel like I went to another kind of mini relationship, and like I was dating this guy in Patchogue and like Long Island, and I would
oh,
travel
no.
on train for like hours just to go see him, and like it just didn't lead to anything. He wasn't giving me the same energy I was giving, like as per usual, and I feel like and became going into a pattern where I started noticing that when I date these guys, like the moment they start feeling things for me or feelings for me, they like freeze and they get scared and then they withdraw. And so now I know how what to look for because everyone's done the same pattern where like everything's cute at first, everything's fine at first, and then the moment they realize like they're getting comfortable or like they're opening up, they get scared and get cold feet and like end it.
which is a
Yeah.
classic case in trans
And trans dating.
relationships.
Yeah. And that sucks because, I did see myself, in a lot of these relationships. I saw myself with these men and I put myself out there and I put myself out there honestly. I bared my heart, I bared who I am. I'm very upfront of who I am from the start, and I would want the same. And I felt like a lot of times they withheld, to like having those conversations with me, like opening up, and I saw it. I saw it. It was always this interesting look where like they know like nothing can go on from this point and on. And it's like, yeah, so it's become very much like a repetitive cycle, but it's become way harder dating now because of the apps and all this fast dating. It makes it even more difficult for anyone, but especially for trans girls.
Yeah, and being in New York too, because
Yeah, oh my god.
there's so much competition too. There's so many girls.
Well, yeah, it's like going into an ice cream shop. You're not if you haven't had if you haven't tried any of the flavors and they're allowing you to taste, give you a little sample of each, of course you're gonna
Yeah.
want a sample of each flavor to see which one's up your alley or which one you can tolerate more.
Yeah, and then you don't got time for that.